Can you tell 100% before your dog's going crazy on leash, lunging, barking, growling at another dog or person or car or whatever? If not, chances are this will happen again and again and again, and your training will get stuck or you will have severe setbacks. So let's talk about the most common signs your dog is going to have a reaction. Number one, tension. And the tension can be anywhere in the body. Usually we see the shift, not the tension itself. Yes, you can see the tension itself, especially in short-coated dogs. You can see the muscles or you can see wrinkles in the face, but the shift from relaxed to tense is much easier to detect, right? So you see your dog changing somehow. It's the same thing for the second indicator, and that's staring. So your dog can look at something in a relaxed way or stare at it. So the difference is hard eyes, stiff posture, body weight very often shifted forward toward the thing, stiff legs, stiff tail. It can be wagging, but it's a stiff wag. Ears forward. Again, not all of these signs have to be present. It depends on how sure your dog is that this behavior is gonna keep the other dog or person away. The more sure your dog is, the more of these signs are gonna be present. If your dog's like, yeah, I don't know, there can be backward tendencies as well. But again, if you see the shift, so your dog's watching something, it looks soft. So your dog looks at it, looks away, the gaze is soft. It's the same look as if your dog's looking at you at home in a relaxed environment. And then there is a shift and your dog becomes hyper-focused on something, very intense, a hard gaze. Then you need to take action, right? Another sign, and this is a little bit easier to see, is if the speed changes. So if your dog starts walking faster or slower, especially when this is very distinct, right? So very often we see a dog that wants to get to another dog, so is a friendly dog but a little bit frustrated, and that's where the reaction comes from. And that dog starts pulling very early on. And that's the first sign that this is not gonna end very well, right? So as soon as your dog picks up the pace, do something, right? And the same thing goes for if your dog starts slacking behind, sniffing very intensely, so it becomes slower and slower and slower. And it's the same thing for sign number 4, and that's your dog doing either something weird, so biting the leash, starting to dig, peeing very intensely, so marking every little spot of grass, whatever, things like that. Or if your dog's desperately trying to walk in a curve, pulls away, things like that. So behavior that your dog usually doesn't do. Anything can fall in that category. So whenever you see something very unusual and you know your dog has trouble with encountering something on your walks, do something as soon as you pick up on these weird behaviors, right? Your dog's trying to tell you something. And the sooner you react, the sooner you can stop your dog's reaction before it's even happening. And if you stop the reaction soon enough, so before it's in full-blown chaos mode, the better you can teach your dog something else. And also that these encounters, these situations are actually safe, even though your dog's doing something you like, okay? Because your dog has to learn that other behaviors, apart from going crazy, are safe too. Nothing's actually killing him if he is sniffing or looking at you or walking past the thing or whatever, okay? But to experience that, we have to stop the going crazy, lunging, barking, stuff like that first. Now, I know in real life scenarios, these things, especially if you have a very fast dog or a dog who has been practicing these things very long, this can happen very, very quickly. And especially in the beginning, or if you have a new dog and you're not 100% sure about the signs yet, or you can't read that dog very well yet, don't worry. Pick up your phone, get a chest strap. So that's a strap with which you can put your camera on your chest, film yourself and your dog on your walks, and watch that. All right. And also try to listen to your gut, listen to your instincts. Your instincts are telling you before your brain and logic is picking up on the signs. And video can train your brain to spot these signs early on. So those are two things you can do to get quicker and faster with catching your dog. Also, the environment you walk in has a huge influence on how quickly your dog will react and how soon you can catch your dog. If you walk in an environment where you will constantly get surprised by dogs or people who appear around corners, it's very, very tricky for your dog to stay calm. Also, your dog will have expectations, right? So our dogs aren't dumb. Our dogs know exactly which situations are more likely to present monsters than others. And if your dog has already made experiences at specific places, that's even more true. So if you walk around your neighborhood, let's say there's a garden with dogs barking at the fence. Your dog knows that this garden's coming up, right? And your dog's readying himself or herself before that garden. So the expectations are already there. And as soon as the dogs start barking behind the fence, your dog will go at it too. There is very little chance that you will be able to catch your dog. But if you take an environment where there is enough space and very little chance to get surprised by whatever, you can practice this a lot easier. And the second thing that keeps your dog from reacting very quickly is being more calm in general. And we can get that with having a good basic quality of life. That means we fulfill our dog's needs. They are healthy and feel well, so no diarrhea, no itching, no stomach aches, no headaches, no joint pains or anything like that. No worries about getting punished in whatever situation. All of these things, right? And enough sleep and rest. That is super, super important, right? So yes, the right activities, yes, enough sleep and rest, and that's the basis for our training. Now, the training itself and what you can do for the situation when you see the signs. We always train for the situation, not in the situation. So, what we need is specific behaviors, so either on cue or voluntarily, so your dog does it on his or her own, that are pretty much automatic, right? So for most dogs, the first thing that works automatically is a sit. It's not perfect for encounters, but it's just so you get an idea of how these should look like. It's something that has been rewarded in the past so often and so highly that whenever you ask it of your dog does it without thinking about it, okay? And it can be anything that suits the situation, your dog's needs, your needs, and whatever is happening with the other dog, person, car, whatever, all right? Most of the time, I pick things that come pretty natural to the dog, so like a sniffing or a walking past the other dog, and some emergency strategies. And the emergency strategies again depend, but a sit and we let the other dog pass can work pretty well, or park between my legs, things like that. All of these things have to be trained in a safe environment first before we even think about working on triggers and actually taking them into the situations. So take the time and practice them really, really thoroughly first. And you can do that with even 10 minutes a day. And how you can do that, you can see in this video.